Up. This
Yo,
is
yo,
the
yo, yo.
check-in. I am your guy, Heat Detector. Today I'm behind the boards because you know what? Sometimes you got to relinquish the goddamn wheel. And tonight, Jizzo is in charge, and you see he's got people in the building. We got a few other people in the house tonight. So tonight is kind of special. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get down to business. Like I said, I'm your boy, Heat Detector. Go ahead, Jizzo. You got this.
what's up, y'all? Welcome back to Unwrap. You already know we do this every
The
single
check-in,
week.
the check-in, the check-in, sir.
Y'all, the channel is Unwrap, but the show is called The Check-In, man. So much love to y'all that continue to check in with us every single week, man. Y'all already know this show turned in from the Sunday sit down with the OGs into the check-in because we saw that we were all benefiting from checking in with each other, man. So as y'all already know, every Sunday at 8:30 p.m. y'all could check in with us, call in. You could call on the phone. You can hit the link. If you want to be a guest on the show, hit us on the inbox and we'll send you the link so we can actually have y'all on. But I want to introduce the homies that's in the building with me today, man. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Ace Vito, DJ Ace Vito, DJ Ace Vito. My bad, I lost the mic and my
No,
voice.
you didn't lose the mic. You just speaking on the wrong side of the mic.
Been rocking with Shy City Savage since volume 11. Shout out to Jizzle for bringing me on the team. Him, Loke, and myself were one of the first three, on the team. And, what I'm saying? It's been love ever since. Almost 10 years strong going.
You don't talk directly into the mic. You got to turn it sideways. If you see the front of the mic, it'll say backside.
Bet we got it. We got the other homie in the building. Introduce yourself, brother.
Yeah, it's your boy Deftone, man. A lot of people know me by Tone in the streets, but man, we're here. We're gonna talk about what we gotta talk about. Check in.
That's what's up, man. So every single week when we join y'all, Heat Detector usually has a really dope topic to talk about, man. And we just bring it and we go all over the place. This is the safety spot, man. This is where y'all could come and talk, no judgment. We could talk about all the things that primarily affect men, or problems and issues that men deal with. So, and also for any ladies that's tuning in right now, we need y'all opinion too. I've been asked by a couple of my lady friends, oh, well, can I be on the show or can I tap in with my opinion? And I'm like, yeah, because we need that. We need both sides of the argument. You know what I'm saying? To see so we could come up with a solution and just continue to evolve.
Well, to piggyback off of that, for every truth and every lie, you know what I'm saying? There's two stories. There's two sides to every story, right? But in the middle lies the truth. So, everybody has a perspective of what happened or what the relationship is. And I don't know why my mic is down so low.
Yeah, this one's good.
But listen, there's two sides to every story. We know that. But also in the middle is the fucking truth. You know what I'm saying? So we know that. Jizzle, don't look at me.
No, yeah, I know, right? I'm doing the look at me.
Yeah, don't do that.
Because I'm used to looking at you on the show while we talking. You the co-host.
No, I'm behind the boards, man.
You the man. But so piggybacking off of what he is saying, talking about the issues and stuff like that, he brought up a topic today that we're going to discuss. So, and I hope I worded the right way how he said it, man, but do y'all think it's okay to be talking about your personal relationship? May it be with your woman, if you're a lady, may it be with your man, whatever your situation is, talking about your personal things, whatever it is, outside of the relationship. Maybe you might have a homie that you talk to or something like that. So let's just get right into it, man. And also I just want to shout out OT, man, who's our co-host on the check-in. He's not on today, but he's faithfully on every week, on time. And so salute to you, brother, when you watch this.
Yeah, shout out to OT because we might have been running just a tad bit late. We were running some other function, and but shout out to OT. I'm pretty sure he was sitting there waiting, but my bad, homie. We can get you back in here, jump back in. You already know the drill. We in this bitch. Even if we late, we already here.
No doubt. So let's go ahead and start, Tone. Let me ask you, bro. Do you think that it's okay for you to be talking about the things happening in your relationship with your lady outside of the relationship, like with your homie or one of your homegirls or something?
Well, that's a sticky topic to talk about, right? Everybody wants to express themselves. Some people put themselves in positions that they don't need to be in, and others end up in positions that they didn't think they would be in. But I guess it depends on who you are as a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard because I talk to certain people, different people, women and men. You know what I'm saying? I got my own people that I talk to that I confide in. Do I think it's right though when I'm talking to a certain to a female about my situation with another woman? No, I don't.
Yeah.
A lot of times, no, I don't feel it's okay because you don't want to you try to talk about it so that you don't put that person's dirt out there. You don't want to make them seem bad because there's two sides to every story. And you also have to take responsibility for your own.
Hold the fuck on. Jizzle, stop looking at me.
You not if you do that fucking noise. What the fuck?
Hey, that's like hold up a minute. Hold up a minute because I gotta say something. Listen, I gotta say something. I gotta say something because every fucking time we do this show, it's very important that I am, because part of my position on this is to be the devil's advocate. Okay, because we can say one thing as men, like, oh yeah, I got my homie that I talk to and blah, blah, right? But the truth of the matter is, every motherfucker sitting at this goddamn table hates the fact that their girl has a best friend that she tells every fucking thing to, every detail to.
And you might not know who that best friend is.
And you might not even know who it is.
And
it could be a male, it could be a female.
That's the difference in our experience from being that's the difference in our experience from being a female or being a male and having to deal with that situation, because when you're go ahead, keep going, bro.
No, I'm just saying. Look. I'm trying to be the devil's advocate here, because if a motherfucker is gonna sit there and say, yo, I got homies that I talk to and shit, and it's cool and everything, get the fuck out of here with that. Because what you don't want is your girlfriend talking to somebody and saying, yeah, you know what he did to me and he did this shit. Because what we do understand sometimes about females, right? Your female, she's talking to another female, and she's like, girl, you need to leave that motherfucker, or girl, you need giving her false information, because we do know this. As we said in the beginning, there's two sides to every fucking story. The girl is only going to tell the side of the story that benefits her.
But she going to talk to people no matter what. She's going to tell her sister. You don't know that.
I'm just saying.
She's going to tell her sister.
I'm just saying,
she's going to tell her auntie. Right. She's going to fucking tell a couple of the women in her family.
Is that right? Is that okay?
If it's done the right way, yeah. If it's the truth,
it ain't never going to be done the right way.
All right. So now we're touching into the subject about shit that men have to deal with. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Well, and we got to deal with that shit because, we got this. Here's the thing: you build this relationship with the family. You build this relationship with the family of the woman that you're with, right? You think you're cool. You might be cool with her brother. You might be cool with her uncle, shit like that. But the moment that the shit goes south and she goes over there when you're not there and says, "Oh, this happened. He did this. He did that," and she's exaggerating.
And everybody's gonna be on your.
But now
heels.
Everybody hates you. Now everybody's on your ass, and you're sitting over here like, man, it wasn't even like that, but. Bro, I don't get me personally when I've been in that situation. I don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks about. I know who the fuck I am.
Are you in a relationship?
I'm not in a relationship.
But it doesn't even matter about an actual relationship. It doesn't matter if we're not. Just not get the shit twisted.
Let's go. Keep it.
Here's the thing.
It's this twisted situation.
No, come on, man.
Let's go. Keep it going.
Listen. Here's the thing. Because even as a dude talking to another dude, let's say you talking to your homie, you telling him, you like, man, my wife be doing this. The old adage, don't kiss and tell, but we all talk to our guys or do whatever. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
You fuck around and tell your guy, one of those guys might be a snake. And now he knows way too much about your girl, knows way too much information about what the fuck's going on in your relationship. And now on the back end, stop looking at me, Jizz. On the back end, what is he doing? What is he doing on the back end?
Let me get a special sound effect for some breaking news. All right. I'm going to tell y'all a story that relates exactly to what He Detector just said. I was at a warehouse in like 2005. I had been, whatever, arguing with my girl. Maybe I went to the club and talked to this one girl, but I told this dude at the job site, I told him what had happened. Like, man, I met this girl. We're just like kicking, like homie shit. Like, we're just talking, whatever. So 2 weeks later, he's in the street, driving down, going to work. My baby mama is in her car, going to work. He pulls up on the side of her. He sees the car. He notices it because it was a red Eclipse. He looks in. He sees her. He goes, hey, roll down your window. And he tells her, hey, I know your man. Pull over. I want to tell you something that he told me real quick. She pulled over because, right, women's instinct is going to be like, all right, let me at least hear this shit. So I'm not mad at her for pulling over, even though I was at first. But she pulled over and he told her, hey, he was talking to this one girl and he got a DVD from her and she told her all this. He told her all this shit. And it's like, dude, you see, the same motherfucker that I was like saying some simple ass shit to saw my girl in the street, fucking got her to pull over and get the fuck out of here.
Murder.
I just want to say there's assessing a situation, and then there's pillow talking. It's your boy Loke.
Yeah, pillow talking. But you know, so I learned my lesson
If
from
you're
that
talking
shit.
to
But you
the
know
other
what, bro?
sex, it's gonna turn into pillow
we all
talking.
have a person or two that we do that with, man. I got my homie that lives out of state, and you know what I'm saying, when the different situations that I'm in, like dating or like things with like females, you know, I'll call him just to get like a different opinion or like a different take, or even just to tell. Sometimes you just want someone to listen to the shit you're going through. So, you know, I make sure to check in with the homie, and it just gives me a different perspective. So me personally, I don't think it's wrong that you have somebody that you check in with, or to kind of like you tell your shit to, as long as it's in the right aspect, as long as it's not that one broad that you're trying to hit.
Understood, sir. Understood. But I'm not talking about rights or wrongs here. You know what I'm saying?
What you talking about?
We're not talking about rights or wrongs, because we can find a right and we can find a wrong anywhere in anything that we think about, or anything that we talk about. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, like, look, we already talked about the one aspect of you talking to the homie and he slights you on the side, right? We know that type of shit happens. We talked about females talking to their best friend, and maybe she slights her and starts saying shit, girl, you need to get out of that relationship or whatever. And you even have females, just on that another tip on that, the girl's telling her too much about it. Now this bitch is coming at you. She's in your DM talking to you, trying to get at you, maybe even putting you in a catch-22. You know what I'm saying? Double-edged sword, you know what I mean? Type shit. There's a lot of
they be
things
listening
to
to they be listening to bitches that don't got a man.
Shout out to E. Johnson.
Hey, what's up, E? What's up, E. Johnson? He's the homie of the show. He's always in the comments. Hey, but you know what? These chicks, man, are listening to bitches that don't have a man, that can't keep a man, and they're over there getting.
Are they?
And yeah, they are.
Okay.
They are. They're telling their shit to girls who can't even keep their own situation, and that happens a lot. Girls, oh fuck him, all this and that. But yeah, nah. And I think that goes vice versa. But Ace, what do you think about the topic, man? Do you think you should be talking about your relationship outside of the relationship with anybody?
It's good to vent, okay, but there's got to be a limit to it, because now you're creating a picture of somebody in somebody else's eyes. You know what I'm saying? So when they end up meeting and coming across each other, you know what I'm saying, they're going to view them as that person. You know what I'm saying? If all they're hearing is negative, no matter whether it's your homeboy or your girl or whatever, you know, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? When you're talking about somebody, whenever you're talking about them or venting about them and it's negative, then that person's going to see them through that light. You know what I'm talking about? And,
okay, well, let's look at the other spectrum.
100%.
Let's look at another perspective of this real quick.
All right.
And that perspective is, as men, we never get a chance to actually have somebody to talk to. Some of us don't even have anybody to talk to. So a lot of shit gets stuffed down. A lot of shit gets fucked up, fucks our heads up, fucks up how we move and maneuver throughout the day, the month, the week, the year.
That's why we have the check-in.
So yeah, this is why
that's like exactly why we
even though we're talking about is it okay to have that type of relationship with somebody, we're also really speaking on the mental health issue of it, because we need to talk. Period.
I was talking to somebody earlier, and I said something about my situation, and they said something kind of funny, right? Like it kind of just went towards a joke, and they said, "Oh, like, do you need you need a massage or something?" And I was like, "Nah, I just need someone to listen." You know, sometimes you just need somebody to listen, and it could be, you know, your people's perception of like the people that are in our like music community, that are like leaders of like our music community. We think that, pardon me, that they're like strong people, and those people need check-ins too. You know, shout out to homie Shadow Master. He said that on a post one day. He said, "Man, I know y'all think about me as like this like superhuman, bigger than, you know, at least how I consider him, superhuman, fucking bigger than life, like personality. Those people need people to talk to too."
Hold on. But see, to me, that's where good counsel comes into play. You know what I mean?
Break that down. Good counsel. What do you mean by that?
Okay, so most men build with each other. Therefore, if you find somebody who's a good craftsman, like for example, if somebody's trying to learn beats in your circle, you're going to talk to the beat makers, right? So if somebody's been through a divorce, you might want to talk to a couple people who've been through a divorce. You know what I mean? What was the signs before you went through the divorce? You ain't got to say all your struggles and shit, because then, you know what I'm saying? Some shit needs to stay in the house. You know, this is the covenant that you made between you, your spouse, and what you're doing with your children.
That's old timey talk. See now, as pushback, that's old timey talk. That's
It
no,
is
no, no, no.
kind- that is
I'm
old-timey
saying
talk.
by
It is.
today's standards,
By today's standards, it doesn't work.
that's old timey talk.
That don't work.
That shit right there is the thing, the antithesis of why people say, "Oh, you need to talk. You get in touch with your feelings." And the other part of that is when we grew up was like, "Oh, stop crying about it. Wash your fucking knee off and get your ass back outside and play." You know what I'm saying? That's old timey thinking. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying it's old
not
timey
wrong.
thinking.
It's just how people choose to live their own situation, and that's just how Loke handles his shit.
But if you look at it, in the aspect of, okay, old timey shit worked because people were together.
That's Loke on the mic, y'all.
People were together and very unhappy. People were in marriages for 50 fucking, 60 fucking years.
That whole my grandma's
unhappy.
That whole my grandma stage shit was because fucking it wasn't like it is now.
People work jobs to keep a crib that they don't fucking like.
100%.
Yeah, but people do the same shit to drive a car they don't need.
So if I want to build my seeds, if I want my seeds to be to the point where I wasn't, then I've got to fill those needs and take away some of my whatever the fuck it is that I got to do in order to make sure that I fill this child with whatever I have to. You know what I mean? And that only happens when I mean the 5%ers said it best, man. The sun, moon, and the seed. You know what I'm saying? Earth, God, Earth. You know, man. You know what I'm talking about, man.
But in the meanwhile, while you're sucking it up and doing all that shit, now that's the old timey thinking. Don't get me wrong. Now I'm only being devil's advocate here. Because the old timey thinking says that, right? But in the meanwhile, you're miserable as fuck inside. In the meanwhile, you're stuffing shit down. In the meanwhile, you're unhappy in a relationship.
Not everyone was like that.
I'm not saying everybody's like that. I'm not saying
but the people that are choosing to live with.
I'm saying that old timey thinking. I'm not saying that I think that way or I think new scale of times or anything like that. Look, you already know my fucking position in this shit. My position is if you say something, I'm going to push back because not everybody thinks the same. Same reason why I speak the way that I speak. I speak the way that I speak because some people don't know how to hear nice. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody knows how to hear, hey, man, how you doing this morning? You know, some people need to hear, hey, motherfucker, you just hear what I just said? Good morning,
exactly,
asshole.
Exactly.
Okay?
Some people need
thank
that.
you. And then you shake their hand and you move on. That's what I'm saying. Everybody sees things and feels things different. So if I hear something, of course, I'm going to push back. Because I got to be the devil's advocate because I'm not the only motherfucker that be thinking shit and thinking shit like that. There's people out there that live that way. What our duty is on this show is to give all aspects in all areas. And then we say, hey,
we really have to give a solution to this.
Yeah. But that's the whole, that's the beauty of it. I'm not against anybody. Let's be clear. Not against anything anybody's saying. I'm giving the pushback for reason because the pushback allows conversation.
Exactly. Let's take it a little bit deeper, though. Let's take that question just a little bit deeper. The topic of the shit that you're talking about discussing with this person. Oh, you know, she was annoying today. She was trying to get me to go with her mom. Or you're saying, man, this bitch don't cook. She doesn't know how to cook. Like the level of the things that you're saying, like, does that matter? Like, can you say, all right, well, the only thing I'm saying is, you know, she annoyed me today because she wanted to go watch this movie. Or is it more like, man, this bitch don't cook, bro. I'm tired of her. Like, does that matter? The topic of the conversation, like how serious the conversation or how personal it is. What do you think? What do you think, Tone? Do you think you can break it down that deep into like, well, all right, it's cool to say this about your girl, like she fucking annoyed you today.
The old adage
says,
says, gentlemen don't kiss and tell, period.
You talking about sex though?
I think
don't kiss and tell is no. That saying relates to sex.
Okay,
no.
That's
sex.
your perspective, sir. That's
No.
your perspective.
What's your perspective?
Because a fucking woman
tell.
will tell you different. Why are you talking about our business to somebody else? Why are you telling another guy?
It's about sex.
Okay, to you.
Are you behind the scenes? Or
to
are you
you,
in front of the scenes?
To you, Tone. When you hear "don't kiss or tell," do you relate it to sex, right? When you're talking about a man and a woman's relationship, and they say "don't kiss and tell,"
I don't want to touch on that. I want to touch on the first question you asked.
Go ahead, brother.
I think it depends on who you're talking to as well. You know what I'm saying? because there's so many different people you could talk to. You know, everybody views their woman differently, and then you do have men that choose to not look at their woman for their flaws, and you could talk to a person about she doesn't do this, do that, but then he'll be like, yeah,
him
but
for
what
saying
else?
use his woman differently.
What else is she good at? But like, you know, you got people that are gonna bash their girls with you, and then you got guys that are gonna lift up their girls when you bash your girl and be like, well, look, I know my girl ain't perfect. It depends on who you're talking to, man. Like, because you choose who you want to get advice from as well. You choose what you want to filter your opinions through. You choose.
That's real shit.
Bro,
You know,
that's
you
real
choose.
shit.
You could go to a person that is gonna say, look, I know your wife doesn't know how to cook, but man, she's with the kids all day, man. Go home and alleviate her of some stress. Or you could get with a guy that's like, man, my wife don't do that shit either, man. She only knows how to cook breakfast, tortillas, eggs, and bacon. Every morning, that's what I get. Because she don't know how to, she don't fold the clothes.
Who's not in
Jizzle, you know
sometimes
about
you know
this.
you got givers, you got takers. Sometimes you might feel
No,
like
but
you're
he's
giving
saying
money.
surround yourself with the
Alright,
people that's not
alright.
gonna fucking shit on your wife and it's gonna be like, hey, you know what? Maybe she doesn't do this,
This
but
is-
lift her up because it is like that'll tell you to lift your queen
If
up.
your girl's surrounded around girls that are single and they're bashing their niggas, she's gonna start bashing you, looking at you like
Facts.
that. But if
No,
she
no,
gets
no,
around
yeah,
women that are like, no, I got a husband that's like that too, but I love him for
He's
who he is.
struggling right now, but he's getting
look at
there.
it. It depends on who you want to filter your
This is
opinions
facts.
to.
You can
Because if you
choose.
want to be a fucked up chick, if you want to be a chick that's like still fucked up and like you want to like leave your nigga, you're gonna surround yourself around bitches that want to leave their niggas too.
Fam.
Facts.
This
You know what I'm
goes
saying? If
into
you want to
just-
work on your shit, you're gonna surround yourself around people that are trying to work on their shit.
Yo, let me break it.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, look, me and Jizzle's talked about this before, and he don't get the factor. Okay, maybe
Nah,
y'all
don't
might
put
get
me
this
out
factor.
there.
No.
Say the story first.
Okay, so this shit goes like this, right?
He
I
don't
go
get it.
as when you deal with anybody, especially with a partner that you're gonna put your seed in, right? It's something I call the Madden player. Okay. Now the Madden player works like this, okay? Because it works in twofold, right? Okay, because you've got to look at the dichotomy of the righteous woman and the evil woman, right? So you, for every Kali, you got the Mother Mary. You see where I'm going with this, right?
You reaching right
No,
now,
no,
bro.
See,
you
brother,
reaching with
that's
this,
because you're
bro.
not on my.
Because you're talking about picking your player. I know where you're going.
No.
You're talking about picking your player from the beginning the right way. You
equally yoked.
You can't pick your player from the beginning.
Now you're looking at your player, right? You're looking at your player, right? All right, now do I see her as mother material? Why do I see her as mother material?
The attributes.
The attributes. If she's a 10 on cooking, but you know what I'm saying, she's a 5 on cleaning, you might have to fucking, you know what I'm saying? If she's a 10 on looks, you know what I'm saying, you might value looks over, you know what I'm saying, her being faithful. I'm gonna be honest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's your man in play.
And unfortunately, we're men and we are appetized with our eye first.
No, but see, that's where you have to become a coach. That's where you have to become a coach. My man O Summers be like, marry your secretary. I understand what he means when he says it, and it's no different.
but your secretary will fuck you over too.
That's why you gotta vet. It's hard,
Larry.
especially with the pools.
The end point of what you're hold on, bro. The end point of what you're saying. The end point of what you're saying is that in the end, you can perfectly pick your right mate with the right woman.
There's always
and
a fucking
you're predicting the
draft.
future that this
There's
woman's not gonna flip out. Hold up. Don't cut me off. Don't cut me off. You're saying that you can pick the right woman off top and predict that from a couple of qualities that she has, that this woman will not turn her back on you and divorce you and put you on child support.
No, yeah, because you
cannot predict that shit.
Yes, you can.
No,
I'm
you
gonna
can't.
break it down like this. If you can assess the,
can
you tell if a man's gonna snake you?
No.
Sometimes you can't.
Hold on, Ace.
Hey, wait.
Come on, bro.
My boy.
Come on, bro.
You know that's true. Your closest man
got a
can
fighter.
Whoever.
And that might be your man, $100,000, but you ain't telling them where to
we
stash
got a
it.
fighter.
Hold up, Ace.
You can see certain qualities and in people that will make it seem like, okay, watch this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Of course. But you never really know somebody. At you know what I'm saying? Like they could be playing this fucking role from the get-go, and it could be 10, 15 years down the line. Now you fucking met them.
Okay.
Now know you know who the fuck they
Are we getting to the nitty gritty now?
So,
Okay.
yeah.
I say I'm gonna ask you guys this: can you turn a hoe into a housewife?
No.
Lies. I beseech all of you because the fact that you judge a motherfucker. Wait a minute, slow down, slow the fuck down.
An emphatic
slow
no.
down, slow down.
An
I sat here.
emphatic no.
Hey, listen.
No.
Listen.
It depends on what you define as a housewife.
Wait a minute, what the hell? Wait a minute, what the hell? Wait a minute, what the hell? Ain't nobody got time for that.
Listen, I listened to everybody right quick. I did. I sat here. And the reason I asked that question. No, wait.
No.
Okay. Thank you.
To the no.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Hell
sir.
to the no.
Are you gonna keep talking? I'll mute that motherfucker. Listen,
Hell to
I'm gonna say it like this. And I only asked that question because I knew exactly what the answer was gonna be. Okay. Of course, you're gonna say you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. But that means now you're judging her on her past.
Have you
Just
done
because-
it? Have you done it?
Man, come on, wait a minute. We're not talking about me right now. But if you want to get into that, hey, if you want to ask dumbass questions, I'll give you dumbass answers. You know what I'm saying? You can. Hey, look. If you want to ask dumb questions, I'll give you dumb answers, bro. Real facts. Calm down. Calm the fuck down. Because I'm gonna give you a very, very easy answer. Because you laughing like the shit's funny and it's not.
It is.
The shit is not funny. And I'm gonna tell you straight up. Look, Jessica said in the comments. Yes, he did. Thank you, honey. I love you.
Oh man.
Look, let me tell you something. You cannot. Okay, shut the fuck up, bro. If this shit's funny to you, it's not funny because I'm trying to make a point. The point is you cannot judge someone by their past because every last one of you motherfuckers is hoes.
Don't get emotional.
And no, I'm not emotional, bro. I'm trying to tell you something.
Take it professional.
What I'm trying to tell you something.
Take it personal. Take it professional.
Jesus Christ, can you shut your mouth?
I just want you to take it personal.
Okay, I'm not taking it personal. You're not listening.
Well,
you're not
you
listening.
Shut the fuck up.
I made a point. My point was I posed that question because of what was said. Okay, let's be clear about that. My position and stance on that has nothing to do with what I asked. I asked, can you turn a hoe into a housewife? Immediately, all of you guys said no.
To the no.
Okay.
I don't have a strong no. It's not a strong no for me.
But you said no immediately. You said no immediately.
Yes.
And every last one of you immediately said no. And the craziest part about that, if we're gonna talk about friendships and talk about men talking to each other and shit like that, every last one of you motherfuckers is hoes. Every last one of us in this fucking room.
I'm a hoe. What's up?
Yeah, no. But
hey,
what I'm saying is,
tune into Trash Tales coming soon.
That's the bull in the China house, bro. It's the bull in the China house.
The bull in the China house. I never heard that one.
But see, that goes back to the Madden player, right? Because what was she being a hoe for?
You reach,
what was she? No, listen.
Nigga, we're way past
that. Was it because, you know what I'm saying, she wasn't loved as a child? You got to figure these things out. You know what I'm saying? In the courtship, why am I so aggressive? You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
you know what I mean?
The more you talk, the more I agree with
like
he said that it is some old folks shit you're talking about. Because nobody's waiting that long, my nigga.
Bro,
hey, nowadays people fucking on first, second, or third date. I swear. And these hoes, these females, these women, these hoes, whatever you want to call them, they're giving it up. They're giving it a fact. You talk about courting a woman. And when's the last time you see somebody court somebody?
Bro. And that's what I'm saying.
Did you court your wife?
I courted somebody.
Did you court your wife?
I courted somebody.
And why you not married?
Because I'm just courting them.
You're still courting them.
I have.
Have you? Are you fucking while you're courting?
Yeah.
Then you're not courting because courting you're not supposed to be fucking.
It was cold outside. It was cold outside.
Okay. Look. No. I'm not talking. No. Here's something.
I'm
bad
just
decisions.
The more you do talk, I agree with he. You sound old folk.
No,
because you're right.
That's fine. I could be old school.
No, a lot of bro these days. I don't want to be bogus, but look.
Hey, what's up, Shy Man? Hey, Shy Man, hold on. Hey, let's stop.
Bro.
Let's stop for a minute. Hold on. Let's stop for a minute. Yo, hold on.
You were told. You were he detected.
So stop for a minute, man. I want to shout out. Yeah, hold up, man. Let's take some control of the show. I want to shout out everybody that's in the comments, man. Shout out to everybody that commented so far, man. Jessica, what's up to Isaac? What's up to Shy Mac with Evolving with EJ and Shy Mac? Shout out to y'all. We were on your show, and E Johnson is still in the building, man. So let's take some control, man. Where we at? Let's stop talking over each other first. Let's stop talking over each other.
Yeah.
Let's take fucking turns. We're professionals here, man. Let's do it right.
Jizzle, you're in charge of the show, so you got to be in charge.
All
of
right,
that.
man.
So here's the thing. Tell them exactly again what the topic is, and let's get back on track.
For those that just tuned in, we were talking about is it okay to talk about the things happening in your relationship outside of your relationship, whether it be with a man or whether it be with a woman? And also we broke that question down a little bit more into basically like, is it okay to talk about certain things like, oh man, my girl pissed me off today? Or is it okay to be like, man, my girl don't cook, my girl don't clean, hey bro, my girl's fucking dirty, you know, shit like that. So like we broke it down a little bit more. Anybody in the comments, let's get y'all comments, let's get y'all opinions. Would you be okay with your partner going to somebody else, a man or a woman, and saying, man, she don't do this, or hey, he don't do this? Is it a bigger ego trip for a man?
It doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing.
It's a bigger ego trip for a man,
Probably.
for a man's woman to go tell another man, hey, my man's not, he ain't doing it right, or he's not doing this, or he's not doing that, versus him, you know.
Yeah, and that's a wicked woman with her tongue.
Versus a man just going and telling some fucking broad, hey, my girl's fucker, you know, whatever. Like,
but that's what I'm saying, man. So like, okay, like a woman, some women like aggressive men, right? But they get mad when a man gets aggressive,
Right?
You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that you gotta pick. You know what I'm saying? When you're sitting there and you're feeling somebody, like even feeling it's almost like a job role, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, look. You do this, I do this. That's how we build. If not, bro, it's a bunch of fucking chaos.
People talk about polygamy, and listen to this. The way, and I'm not gonna stay stuck on this, but having, all right, think about
Muslims and Muslims. Hold
on, don't cut me off. Think about, hold on, Lo. Think about, don't talk. Let's not talk.
Let's stay on track.
Let's not talk. Let's not talk.
Stay on track, gentlemen.
All right, so let's stay on tracks. All right, fuck all this shit. Let's go back to the question. Is it okay? I think we got everybody's opinion about, you know what, Loke, we didn't get yours. Loke, No House Productions, what do you think, man? Is it okay for you to be telling another man or a woman about the things going on with your wife?
Okay, so good counsel is important. If somebody's going through some things, like if somebody's shitting on everything that you're talking to, then that might not be the right person you're talking to, because the right person is talking about answers. Even if it's bad answers, a good answers that are bad for what you wanted to hear. You know what I mean?
Hey, hold on. Let's pause real quick. I want to go ahead and read Jessica's comment. I can't see that. I can't see that. Hold on, Look. Okay. Look. Let's stay focused here, brother. Let's go ahead and read Jessica's comment. Jessica says, women like masculine men. They don't like aggressiveness. There's a difference. So I think she means like a man that'll take charge, that like go set a date, that'll whatever, that'll kind of be like, you know, masculine, like do the things like open the doors and stuff. Like I've dated girls that will stand at the door. We walk up to doors together and they'll stand back at the door. You know, they want to be women, they want to be courted, but they don't like that aggressive shit either. You know, hey, who you talking? You looking at that dude? Hey, who you know, and we're all guilty of that.
Disagree.
We're all hold on, Loke. We're all guilty of that. She said there's a difference. Let's pass the mic. Let's start over with Tone.
Before we pass the mic real quick, I just want to say one thing real quick.
Yes, sir.
And that is also too, in part of all of this talking about talking to other people outside of the relationship, I think you guys are totally flew over the cuckoo's nest on this one, because ultimately, in my perspective, and this is no pushback on anything. This is my perspective.
Talk your shit, bro.
And my perspective is that in a relationship, it needs to be talked out between the two before it even leaves the house.
Yeah, so you probably shouldn't be talking about it with an outside source before you even really had that conversation with the person. And you know what? That's great advice, Heat, because I think we could all live by that. We could all live by that, because I'm guilty of that myself, where I've went and had a issue with whoever I was talking to or dating at the moment, and went and told somebody else before I even really had that detailed conversation. And you know, and I'm guilty of that to this day. And you know, that's why communication is such a big thing, man. And I think communication goes back to the root of the main question that we're talking about today, where is it okay for you to go talk to somebody? Because maybe if you just talked about it with your partner, you probably wouldn't even feel the need to go talk about this shit.
And talk about anything to anybody else. But also too, with that being said, as men, we have to be open to sit down and have that conversation with our significant other or the homie, whoever it may be. You have to be open to it. That's the bottom line.
You always need a second opinion.
First of all, we ain't talking about a doctor, nigga.
just somebody
But-
else to tell you you're fucking full of shit.
Hey,
Like,
to be honest, let's
not you, but just someone to tell you if you're full of shit that you're full of shit.
I think we should get something squared away.
Hey, check it out.
I think everybody has at least one person they're gonna talk to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
facts.
good counsel.
Yeah,
That's
somebody
where it goes.
like-
And
down.
if you don't, check in with us on
whether-
Sundays at
whether-
8:30. We'll
whether-
talk to you.
What and then some people have counsel that they've never like stepped out of, like, so whether it's good or bad, somebody has somebody to talk to. Your girl could be talking to somebody that she been talking to about her shit since she was years ago before you, and it might be a dude and you don't even know about that dude. There's a lot of things that people don't know. There's a lot of things that are covered that'll never be uncovered. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta really like be careful on how you do your thing
Okay,
too.
okay. So is it okay though?
Because it's I don't think it's okay if I'm living in under the roof with somebody, me and my girl. No, if you got counsel, go to a woman. If I got counsel, I go to a man, and that's how I was. And now I've been separated, and being separated, of course I've ventured out. You know what I'm saying? And I talk to everybody about certain things, but there's certain things that I refuse to talk about because either I'm not willing, either it causes me pain when I talk about it, or I'm not healed from it. And I refuse to talk about something I'm not healed from anymore with people. And I don't want to paint a picture over a person that doesn't have the opportunity to tell her side as well.
Yes.
In that moment.
Or his side.
Or his side, because it sucks, man. Because yeah, everybody gets hurt in the process. And everybody has a story to tell. Everybody has a picture that they're painting out this fucking paint that we got to fucking throw on the fucking canvas.
And guess what?
You know
In
what I'm
life,
saying?
pain doesn't give a fuck if it's a male or female. Pain don't give a fuck about you.
It don't,
Pain
animal,
don't give a fuck if it's
creature, whatever it is.
It don't give a fuck.
You know, so so it's your responsibility as a man. It's our responsibility as men to make sure that the woman that we have as our responsibility that God gave us to take care of knows that she could come to us without a shadow of a doubt with everything that she has in her heart and her mind. Because if we lash out at everything she says because we get offended or because we're insecure, because we are insecure, because we always have in the back of our mind this and that. And I'm talking from a married perspective because I've been 7 years married and I've been separated. I got 3 children.
So
You
you
know
know,
what I'm saying?
you come with the knowledge. You come with the knowledge.
You have to cultivate a sense within yourself to make sure that she is in a place where she can always be vulnerable with you and never be judged or feel threatened or feel hurt.
And you've been in a place where you've been winning in your relationships, it sounds, and you've also been in a place where you've been losing.
I think
you're able to bring both the perspective of, for your next relationship.
And
but
I failed at a lot of those things. You know what I'm saying? And now it's only now that I can see that, like, you know, if there was ever opportunity, you know.
So check it out, man. E. Johnson said, man, listen, it's hard to talk about your spouse. It's hard to talk to your spouse about serious shit, but you have to do it no matter the discomfort. And I really believe that, man, like you really do. And if I look back at like my own personal relationships and things that I have maybe self-sabotaged or just helped to destroy in all those situations, I think that if I would have just sat down and looked her in the face and been like, hey, talked about the situation, it would have been different, you know? And now, like, even now, like, you know, the mother of my girls, we've had those conversations where we've said, damn, what if we would have just talked? And it's crazy for us to both have that realization where, like, if we would have just talked, we probably would have been okay, but we didn't. We were both like, fuck that. She went with someone else. You know what I'm saying? She left. We did our thing. So yeah, man, I think the communication thing is a really big thing. No matter how, like he says, no matter how serious the shit is, you have to do it no matter the discomfort. So that's a great comment, E. Johnson. He says he's 20 years in the game, so he knows what he's talking about. He's been with his woman for 20 years. And I'm sure before that, you went through situations where you dealt with a woman that you were trying to give your all to and it didn't work or whatever, however, but it broke up. But
now we're getting to the heart and the core of, is it okay to talk to somebody else outside of your relationship? And this is what I was trying to allude to and get to by this whole topic, right? Because it's the truth of the matter is we all need somebody to talk to. But if you're going to be in a relationship, that energy needs to be with the person that you're closest to. Because let's be very clear, I don't give a fuck if you're gay, if you doing whatever, that person that your partner, your significant other is, that person is with you more than your mama, more than your uncle, more than your homies, and knows more about you than any motherfucker. right? You got to clear the air with that person before you air it out with anybody. And that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got some years in this shit too.
Yeah.
You know, I've made multiple mistakes. I say it all the time, bro. I say this all the time. Nobody knows how to fuck up something like I do. You know what I'm saying? And we got to start taking accountability in our relationships before we can even bitch and yell about something else outside of our relationships. Does that make sense?
Yeah. If you could get to a place where you can understand each other, then you won't have to even express to anybody else outside of that relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because
that's what my dad always told me, it takes two things, reasoning and understanding. And the way that you're gonna achieve that is through communication. And that's the only way to achieve it. You know what I'm saying? So if you ain't got reasoning and understanding within your relationship, it's gonna fall, you know.
for sure.
You know, both of y'all consider each other wrong because you ain't finding that happy medium of why each other feels the way that they feel. So there's no reasoning and there's no understanding.
Yeah, yeah, and to bounce off that, like, as a man, like, I've learned too, like, the woman is the emotional one, and as men, like, a lot of dudes been raised by women, you know what I'm saying, fatherless homes, but you gotta hold your emotions in control. You know, it's not always about being right and always trying to get your point across to these women. They just want to be heard, understood, even if you know they're wrong or they might have respect. They always go back and think about things that they've said, and they'll come to you and tell you, hey, I didn't do that right, or I'm wrong. You don't have to tell them they're wrong.
They won't
they
won't all come to you and do that. Don't give them all that fucking credit. Hold up,
nah,
bro.
Man, nah.
Let's stop right
man,
there.
Nah, I know what's
they
up.
will not all fucking come back to you and say I was wrong. Let's not go there, Tone.
And if they don't,
because they don't, and then
you're right. There is some. But if they don't, drop them. Put them
exactly.
to the side.
Yeah, you big silly ass.
So if they don't, that's where you realize the situation.
We got a fighter.
That's where you realize the situation.
Yeah.
It is
we
bad.
gotta fight.
And I'm not just doing the shot. Like I said, we always take.
You gotta know.
We always
when
take. We always take. Turn my mic up. Turn my mic up. Turn my mic up. We always talk about the two perspectives, and we need the two perspectives, and just how it goes both ways. About like, nah. There's also men that
somebody
will not
can always be toxic.
There's men or females. There's always a dude that will also not come back and fucking admit their wrongs and right. But like I've been trying to live 2023 with like at least trying to like be open to listening to people's advice. You know, if you're fucking up, I want my brother to come to me and be like, you know, when I tell him some shit, be like, nah, you're wrong, G. You're wrong in that. You know, I don't fucking want no yes man. I want the homies that's gonna really keep it real.
And then if we're gonna talk about the relationships that you have, so then you're also being accountable for what you talk to your homie about and holding him accountable for taking that information in. You know what I'm saying? So again, is it okay to do that? Is it okay to have that type of relationship with someone outside of your relationship? I say, yeah, you can, but there has to be honesty completely across the board. That is whoever you're giving the information to and whoever your significant other is.
How much time needs to go past before you tell a woman
you okay with your girl
everything?
Are you okay with your girl talking to another man about your situation?
Well, hold on. That's the question that's the main question. But what I'm saying, this is my question. How much time needs to go by when you start dating a girl? Let's say you started dating her February 5th. How much time needs to go by before you start trusting her with those personal things?
God knows that time. We don't know that time. God knows that time. Whatever your higher power is, whatever the fucking universe.
Well, when does it stop being pillow talk? When does it stop being pillow talk?
No.
When does it stop being pillow talk?
I'm gonna tell you, if you're building a relationship with this person and you say, hey, I want you, let's say you've dated this person for like 4 months, and then you finally come to the conclusion, hey, I want to date you, I want to make you mine. I'm sure you've already put it in your brain, like, I want to tell this girl everything. You know, I
tell her everything.
I trust her.
Oh no.
Tell her
Dude.
So the girl you're courting, by the time you get ready to be like,
tell her everything. Never.
Nope.
You're never good.
Hell no.
Nope. No.
Shout out to Kevin. Shout out to Kevin.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying here.
Not even talk to her.
No. I'm saying like this, okay?
Nah.
I'm gonna tell you like this. There is ways that can be sabotaged for anybody, right? Okay, anybody. Okay, you can have my passcodes, right? That's fine, right? But at the same time, okay, you don't know the intricacies of how things are run, right? Now, if something happens, okay, to where, like, all right, for example, right? If I know that you're bad with money, I'm not gonna have you a hold of the Discover card. Plain and simple. I just killed.
They don't even
anything-
accept Discover
No, no,
anywhere.
bro,
first
bro,
of all,
the
That was a
MasterCard,
horrible
the
example.
joint, the
who the
joint.
fuck has a
Horrible
Discover?
example.
No,
No, the
that's
joint-
not.
no, no,
that's
no.
that's a
From
bad
behind the
example,
scenes.
bro.
Horrible
you're
example.
saying if you
No.
got the analogy
All right,
goes
one at
like
a
this.
time.
one at a
Listen,
time.
listen what I'm saying.
One
Listen
at
what
a
I'm saying.
time.
If you know that a woman, okay, this goes back to the Madden player, how they fit your team. If you know she's bad with money, you don't put her in charge of the books. You know what I'm saying?
My
Yeah,
boy,
but
when I was in the crib with my chick, I could put my phone on the table. She never had an issue with my text messages,
Bro.
messages. Like she
Bro.
could go through everything.
No,
She
no.
used to say I was boring because she couldn't even get into shit. Like
That's
she couldn't find
beautiful.
shit.
That's
Like,
beautiful.
That's what I'm saying. Like
That's
when
beautiful.
you get a chick that you finally decide to say, hey, you know what? This is what it is. You finna say fuck everybody else. I did that shit.
Okay,
You know
okay,
what I'm saying?
okay.
So like I'm saying, like
Where's
you gotta
that
find somebody that's
situation
really
now?
worth that shit.
Where's
But
that
what I'm saying-
situation
what I'm
now?
saying is this, right?
Because there's a
What I'm
lot-
saying is this.
That's
I'm
right?
not playing the
That's
devil.
next
I'm
week
just-
show. You want to talk about that in the check next week? You want to talk about my situation?
Okay. So when it comes to your,
No, I'm
when
just
it
saying,
comes
no,
to your
but
significant
What
other,
the reason I was saying that, brother, was because you never know a woman that you are trusting with that information is gonna be the one in the long run. I wasn't pointing you out, brother, in your situation, but I've been in the same situation. You just don't know who you're giving your all to and who they're gonna be in the end. I got family members dealing with that shit right now, bro.
But
They
you're gonna
gave
give your
their whole
all to,
life
you're
to
gonna give
somebody
your all
and-
to whether they fuck you over or not. You
But
don't
you-
know that
but
shit.
you- but
That's the shit he was talking about. You
But
don't know
yo,
what's gonna happen.
Check this out.
You know?
I'm going to tell you guys something. My mom gave me some of the best advice and the absolute worst advice all in one fucking sentence. She said, never tell a woman the truth. Keep it to yourself. That's the best advice. Also, the absolute worst advice. 100% the worst advice. So even when like Jizzo was saying, when you were saying you got to tell her everything, you got to talk to the woman and tell her everything. And he's like, absolutely not. That's the side that my mother, rest in peace to my mother, by the way.
Come back
But
and
I'm
say I was
saying-
wrong. And
But I'm
like, no,
saying
they're
though,
not.
my mother said that for a reason. She's told me because if you say something once to a woman, you're never going to hear the end of it. If you're truthful to her about something
That's
that
true.
you did, you'll never hear the end of it.
Never.
Never. And was she right about it? Yeah. But was she also wrong about lying and keeping it to yourself? Yeah. Like I said, the best advice she ever gave me and the absolute worst advice she ever gave me. Rest in peace, Mom.
Rest in peace, Mom. We love you. And you know what?
in
I think
peace.
this is a topic that could continue to be like peeled back. Like this is a never-ending subject. You feel me? Like this is so many perspectives, so many situations. Everybody
We didn't get a woman's perspective on this. Is there any ladies that are currently tuning into the show?
Bullshit.
okay, my old lady.
Jessica, can we get you to comment on the question at hand? Is it okay for you to talk about your personal relationship outside of your relationship, whether it be with a man or be with a woman? Can we get you to comment on that? We're gonna go ahead and give that a second, but I think it's going good, man. I think the conversation is expanded, and we're all over the place with it because some people saying, yeah, you need somebody. All right, so we're waiting on Jessica's comment. So we're waiting on her comment right now. Go ahead and answer that question. But
yes.
she's saying yes, that it is
okay.
okay to have somebody to talk to. Okay, for sure. So that's a different perspective on it. And I think that we got a good broad range
But
of
it's
like,
not specific. It's not like
opinion.
man.
But you
or
see
woman.
how it gets
Like,
so deep.
like I'm saying, are we saying it's okay for us to talk to any person, male and female?
See, now you're getting deeper.
Would you would a man in here be okay with your woman talking to another man about you?
Well, if your
business?
girl had a
Would
best
you?
friend that was a guy and she's telling
So
him
you'd be
the
okay
shit.
with it? You'd be okay.
No, I'm
with
asking you.
No, I'm asking you. Oh wow.
All
How
right.
convenient.
No, it would be
I
conflicting
know
for
I
me.
wouldn't be okay with it. Would you be okay with it?
It would be conflicting for me.
Would you be okay?
It would be
with
conflicting for me. Yeah.
Yes
Hey,
or no?
conflicting means I'm not
No,
okay
you
with
would
it.
not be
no,
okay
no,
with
no.
it.
Listen to what I'm saying.
No,
Conflicting
no man
means
would be okay with
no,
another
nobody would be
situation
okay
would
with it. Nobody, no. This is what I'm saying. If you're conflicting, then that means you don't feel like it's
Well,
okay.
can your
wish
girl
I had a
can
line
your
of
girl
niggas
have a
that say
trainer
the
at the
same
gym?
shit I'm saying.
Can your
No
girl
nigga.
can your girl have a trainer at the gym then? That's a dude. That's a fucking fit ass motherfucker that's at
That's
the gym.
his job,
That's a
though.
whole
That's his
nother
job.
situation.
That's
See?
his job.
That's a whole nother bag.
That's
Yeah,
his
thank
job.
you.
Well,
That's a
she's
whole
telling
nother
she's
situation.
telling that motherfucker about the shit
we're
at the
talking
house.
about- we're talking
She's telling
about
him about the shit at the house.
That's some
I
barbershop
bet
if
you
you
talk.
got a woman that
That's some
respects you,
that's
if you got a woman,
barbershop
if you got a
That's
woman that
getting your
respects you,
haircut.
she's
Wait
not
a minute,
gonna
what
do
the
that
hell?
shit, nigga.
No,
She barbershop talking with the trainer.
No,
She
if
bar-
we're
That's a
talking-
whole
no,
other
But
subject.
again,
That's a whole
if you're
other
talking
subject.
barbershop talk, you ain't talking about everything.
That's a whole. We're not talking about. We're asking about a specific
All right, hold on,
question.
guys. Let's get it
That's
together.
not the subject.
Let's regroup. Let's regroup. All right, let's regroup.
I love this shit.
Let's
This is the
regroup. I
check-in.
think we
Did you
jumped.
just check
We
in?
jumped so far that we're talking about can your girl have a trainer? But you know what? The reason we said it was because she's probably telling the trainer about situations like that. The same how she said barbershop talk. You're going to the barbershop
A whole
telling.
nother subject.
Yeah. So we're on a whole nother subject, but
Let's
let's
still
keep it.
talking somebody outside.
We're still
of the
talking about
relationship.
outside of the relationship situation.
You guys would not be okay with your girl talking to another man about y'all situation.
But they're
Not
gonna
on
do
a
it
regular-
anyway.
but
They're
you
gonna do
wouldn't.
it anyway. It don't matter if you're okay with it.
They might not do it anyways.
You could be all right. So let's go, man. So E. Johnson said, dude on the left voice sound like RZA. Side note. He also said, if you have no one to talk to, you will have the only voices inside. You will only have voices inside of your head. Yeah. So people need people to talk to, and that's what the check-in is for. Sundays at 8:30. Heat Detector, what's up, man?
Yeah, I mean, I think we hit on all cylinders tonight, even if it was a misfire here and there.
For sure.
I think that everybody has a certain perspective on everything, and I think everybody's perspective is respected. You know what I'm saying? And it should be respected because we all think differently, man. That's what
For
makes
sure.
us different.
We're
That's
all
what
different.
makes us individuals. You know what I'm saying? And
And
we all grew up different. Let's be clear. We all grew up different. We all had different people in our ears telling us different shit. You know what I'm saying? And we, as men, had to grow up and figure the shit out on our own.
And we
And,
should
you know, for the most part, on our own. For the
Yeah.
most part, some of us did, some of us didn't. You know what I'm saying? Which gives us a different perspective, which gives us a line of thinking, and gives us a way and how we walk and maneuver around this fucking world. It ain't easy for nobody. I say it every fucking show. Show me the guy that has a perfect motherfucking day every fucking day, and I'm both of you motherfuckers is lying.
Exactly. So we got it in, man. On today, we had a strong topic, man. For anybody that's just tuning in, go back and tune in. The question was: is it okay for you to be talking about things in your relationship outside of the relationship, whether it be a man or a woman? So shout out to everybody that tuned in on the comments. You already know this is the check-in. We are here every Sunday at 8:30 for anybody going through stuff, man. I just want to go ahead real quick and pass the mic around the room for everybody that participated in the show. Closing statements. Be brief. And let's go ahead and start with Loke, who was off camera, and we will pass it around.
You know what? Good counsel is always good. You know what I'm saying? And you know, transparency is good. You know, but like my old lady says, if you did something and I'm gonna have to be testifying against you, just don't tell me.
Shout out to that. If you don't have to testify against you, shout out to that, Loke.
Yeah, it's definitely a great topic. You know what I'm saying? Without communication, we got nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically what we got to, you know, from the, start, it was, like, okay, would it be, cool, for them to talk to somebody, but then now we got to the root of it, we got to have communication within our, household first before we branch out to anybody else, and that's solid,
What's up, Tone?
If you don't want your girl talking to another man, make sure she could talk to you. It's Tone. It's the check-in.
That was hot right there, boy. Drop that goddamn mic, man.
That's what's up, man.
What
He
the fuck?
detected. Go ahead, brother, and then
Hey,
I'll end it off.
listen. You know what I'm gonna say off the motherfucking rip, man. Listen, we are not licensed therapists. We are not licensed
Disclaimer.
counselors. We are none of that, bro. And we don't claim to know every fucking thing. What we do claim to know is our own path and our own shit that we've been through. We do claim to know that, and we claim that shit because that's our truth. You know what I'm saying? Do we agree with everybody? Fuck no. And that's what makes us special. That's what makes us human. We don't agree with everybody. And it's important. I'm going to reiterate this shit. I don't give a fuck who you talk to. If you need to communicate, communicate. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's the moral of the fucking story. If you don't have anybody to talk to, find some motherfucking body to talk to and communicate whatever your ails are or whatever's ailing you, whatever's hurting you. Don't sit in that shit. Don't sit in it.
For sure. And I think my final statement is just, who the people that you surround yourself, which I like that message earlier, the people that you surround yourself in and what you're willing to intake to that person, touching on the question that we're talking about, the people that you're intaking that information from, that's important. Like Tone said, make sure that, you're not surrounding yourself with a bunch of nothing ass motherfuckers or a bunch of nothing ass bitches that, are just going to give you bad advice, and in the end, echoing everyone's comments, make sure that you talk. Communication in whatever aspect, in whatever form that it relates to you in your situation, make sure that you do that. Make sure that you communicate. Make sure that you talk. And do it right, man. Don't do it with violence. Don't do it with, nothing crazy, man. Make sure that you keep that respect. We've talked about respect on the show. Make sure that you keep that respect. Before we close out,
Word.
Jessica dropped a comment. She said, "That's the truth, Tone." And that was real shit. He said, make sure that, if you don't want your girl talking to somebody, make sure that she could talk to you. And also she said, but also sometimes running stuff by someone else might help you sort through your thoughts and emotions so you can intelligently and calmly talk to your spouse.
Word.
And that's real shit. So that's what we were saying, man. Make sure that the person that you're talking to is someone that's not no nothing ass motherfucker, no nothing ass bitch that's going to give you some bogus advice. Make sure that you talk to somebody that encourages you. And I got brothers like that when I've told them about my situations, they haven't said, man, let's go fuck these bras. They've said, man, brother, try to work that situation out with your girl. Try this, try that. E. Johnson said, it's cool that you interview MCs and shit, but this show is better. And yeah, man, this is why we do this, the check-in. It's a mental health thing. It's issues that we're dealing with, man.
Yes, sir.
And I want to shout out everybody for being transparent and coming to the show today to really talk about some deep issues that could be affecting all of us secretly, because y'all don't know our situations and we don't know y'all's, but hopefully these conversations are able to help y'all mend through things and think about shit a little bit different. So I want to shout out my brothers that was on the show tonight. Heat Detector, Ace Vito, Tone, my brother Biggie in the back, my brother Loke that's in the back, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is the check-in Sundays at 8:30. Make sure that y'all tune in, y'all. We love y'all, man. It's your boy Jizzo.
Yo, hold up before one more thing.
Hold on, let's go. One more thing.
And just one last little disclaimer, man. If anybody took any offense to any joking or laughing that was going on, we apologize. We take the show very serious.
Yes, sir.
Very, very serious. Playing with somebody's mental health is not fun and games. So if anybody took any offense to that, deep apologies. This show is not a joke. All right.
For sure, man.
Said,
we love
out,
y'all.
man.
It's the check-in, y'all.
It's the check-in,
Sundays
baby.
at 8:30. Let's go. The check-in. What's up?